Hello and welcome to the 5-Star Window Care van. You'll notice we have no labels on it. It's brand new and we are in the process of still having our signage made. But I thought I'd give you a quick tour of how we run our show around here. Obviously we have the ladder rack, which we carry a couple things with us. We carry a 9-foot step ladder and we also carry an extension ladder. We're just still in the process here of getting it all dialed in, but the first thing you'll notice is that we sprayed down the whole entire van on the interior with a bed liner. And that bed liner basically makes it so that it's completely waterproof. And since we're running our water-fed pole unit through here, and there's obviously going to be some leakage at times, we've also made it so that the water can't flow forward. Apparently on the Econoline and the Express vans, if water comes up to the front, it'll set your airbags off. So we've got it set up so that we don't have to worry about water in the back setting off our airbags. You'll notice the first thing when I open the door here is that we've mounted 3 reels. The top reel is our water-fed pole pure water hose, and this is used when we get to the job, obviously, to run our water-fed poles. Also, we've got our water inlet, which is just garden hose. We carry with us 150 feet of that, and that gets us to pretty much any water supply that we could need. And then we carry 300 feet of power washing hose that's in the back. And we switch our supply reel. There's a switch. We can switch our supply to either the water-fed pole or the power washer, either way. And then, as you can see, we have battery mounted. You know, we have our batteries mounted here. And they run to both our battery-powered pump and also our 110-volt pump. And you'll notice that right now, the yellow loop there shows you that right now the water does not flow through that pump at all, and we can do the same with the battery-powered pump. We realized that when we set up the dual pump unit, that if you run both pumps in and you're just using one at a time, that 110-volt pump scrubs the power way down, the pressure, so you end up having a problem with that. Or if you run the battery-powered pump in line while you're running the 110-volt pump, it puts so much pressure on that battery-powered pump that it creates more problems like leakage, and also it can damage the pump. So neither one of those is a good situation, but we have both switches mounted. We can see all the pressure and everything. It's essentially the reach higher ground trolley unit that's been modified for the van. It takes up less space. It fits in general, and we can change filters relatively easily. So you'll also notice little things like we keep this bucket. We're still kind of figuring out exactly where that's going to go, but essentially that's our odds and ends, clean strip washers. There's a bunch of little doodads down the bottom, and hopefully I'm not the only person that has a bunch of doodads that we don't know where they go, so you know what I'm talking about. We hang our belts here. We just recently started doing soft washing, and we keep our injector here, which is basically just what we run into the whip that goes to the pressure washer hose and allows us to run soap in line. Come on around back here. I'll show you what we've got back here. Again, if you'll excuse our mess as we're kind of figuring out where everything's going to go. I'm confident that we do have enough spots for everything, but at this particular moment, you'll see that we've got our pressure washer here. We've got a spot for a bucket that we've put some plates down to make sure that as we're driving we don't have to worry about that bucket even if it's full of soap going all over. But that's what we put our soft washing solution in. Pressure washer hose, small poles, a bunch of trays full of all sorts of gizmos. I'm sure you guys have lots of this. These are the doodads that we do know where they go, although that's in the wrong box. But just things like personal protection. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. All that stuff. Still looking for a spot for our simple cherry tools because everything always breaks down when you least expect it. Our 6-foot step ladder. I was trying to keep as many ladders inside the van as I really could, just because I don't know about your area, but our area, theft is certainly a concern we have to worry about. You know, I might be a little bit proud of this. I'm gonna brag just a little bit. I thought of this. I designed a little thing to carry our bucket around in. I had it sprayed with that same bed liner stuff, but our window cleaning solution is in this bucket, and we like to I don't know how a lot of you guys, I know a lot of you guys actually do carry a bucket and you dip your washer into it, which makes your water dirty, especially out here in the desert. A lot of dust, a lot of dirt on the windows, so we take a black strip washer, stick it into the bucket, and we end up getting our water filthy dirty. So in order to keep that from happening, let me show you how we roll. We basically take our wash belt. This is Stewart's, so I know it's not going to fit me. I gotta think thin. But essentially the way we walk around on the job is that we've got our washer, which as you can see, this one's ready to be washed. It's the end of the day. But we take our hip bucket and we fill our hip bucket up with solution. And then as we go around the house, outside or in, obviously we would dry it before we go inside. But we can essentially apply what water we need to the strip washer like so, and we're free from the bucket. When we go in the house, when we're going around the house, we don't have to keep coming back to that bucket, lugging it around with us. We got everything we need right there. And so we keep a nice clean bucket of solution with us all the time. So I designed this little doodad here. I think I've used the word doodad at least 5 times, so hopefully you know what a doodad is. But anyway, slip it in here, and it stops itself. It looks like it doesn't spill at all, and even if it did, it's totally waterproof. But it's just a matter of lifting it up and out. And please, if you already have one of these, don't tell me, because you're going to really rain on my parade. But I made it out of some plywood and had it sprayed. And then the other thing that we did was, I got to get this thing off of me. The other thing we did was that we mounted a little shelf unit with all of our chemicals in it, and this thing is super handy because we're able to put all of the MSDS sheets, which we're still in the process of transition, but we'll be able to put all our MSDS in here, and we'll be able to keep all of our chemicals under somewhat of a latch system, which just makes me feel better with kids. You know, sometimes you leave the van open, you don't know what's going on with the kids. And it's really nice that we're able to kind of secure a lot of our chemicals, you know, the bleaches and gutter cleaners, whatever you use that's kind of toxic. And then essentially all of our water-fed poles are run through the top here. I've already done a video once describing fan jets versus pencil jets. We are still running all the hog's hair brushes from Reach Higher Ground, fan jets. Just works really good on hydrophobic glass as opposed to hydrophilic. So we always know that, you know, what we need, we've got, and when we hit the glass, we're not worried about whether or not we're going to be able to get it clean or not. So that's our rig. I wish I could show you a perfectly built-out rig that looks super sweet, but it's going to be super sweet. I can tell you that right now. And we're still in process, but maybe someday I'll be able to show you a video of the most awesome rig in the world. Although, I can tell you, we're pretty dang close. Thanks, I'll talk to you later.